Ramadan is here! Woohoo! I'm super excited! Are you excited like me?
Ramadan, the most blessed month of the year, is a time when we strive to grow closer to Allah through fasting, prayer, reflection, and good deeds. But what happens when a woman gets her period on the very first day of Ramadan? Many of us have been there, and it can leave us feeling disappointed, confused, and even disconnected from the spiritual energy of this sacred month. But what if I told you that Allah's mercy has always been there, and there are ways to worship Him even when we can't fast? Let me share a story that might resonate with many of you, inshallah. Hauwa woke up early that morning, her heart full of excitement for Ramadan. The house was filled with the aroma of suhoor, the pre-dawn meal, the Ramadan decorations, and she could already feel the peace of the month enveloping her. She picked out her prayer clothes, a beautiful new hijab her mom bought for her specially for Ramadan, and was ready to embrace the blessings ahead. As she walked into the bathroom, she froze. A wave of disappointment washed over her. Her period had started, and Ramadan starts tomorrow.
Not today. Please, not today.
The words raced through her mind as she tried to hold back the tears. She had been so ready to fast. She had been so excited to experience the full beauty of Ramadan, and now it seemed like that would be taken from her. Hauwa sat down on the edge of the bed, feeling overwhelmed. The joy she had felt earlier seemed to slip away, and she looked at her prayer mat with a heavy heart. Her family was already in the kitchen preparing meal for Ramadan, getting ready for the next day of fasting, and she felt left out.
Why me? Why now?
Her mom, Mrs. Aminah, entered the room, noticing the sadness on Hauwa's face.
Hauwa, what's wrong? You don't look like yourself?
Her mom asked gently. Hauwa sighed.
Mom, I was so ready to start Ramadan, to fast like everyone and pray like everyone. But now my period has started. I can't fast with you all tomorrow. I feel like I'll be missing out on everything. What kind of Ramadan is this?
Mrs. Aminah walked over and sat beside her daughter, rubbing her back in comfort.
Hauwa, look at me. You are not missing out on anything. Just because you can't fast doesn't mean your Ramadan is ruined. Allah knows your heart, and He understands.
Hauwa looked up, a bit confused.
But everyone will be fasting, everyone will be praying, and I'll be here, sitting out, doing nothing. I feel like Allah might be upset with me.
Mrs. Aminah smiled warmly and placed her hand on Hauwa's.
Sweetheart, listen. Your period is a mercy from Allah. It is a protection for your body. It doesn't take away your ability to worship. Fasting is only one way to worship Allah. There are so many other beautiful ways you can draw closer to Him.
She continued.
You can make du'as, do dhikr, which is the remembrance of Allah. You can also help others in need, give charity, or even just reflect on the blessings you have. Ramadan isn't only about abstaining from food and drink. It's about connecting with Allah in every possible way. And you can still do that, even without fasting.
Hauwa's eyes began to soften.
So, I'm not failing Ramadan, right? And Allah is not angry at me? No, Hauwa, not at all. Allah doesn't measure our worth by whether or not we fast. He sees your intentions, your efforts, and the love you have for Him.
Mrs. Aminah explained.
Look at it this way. You're still fasting, but you're fasting from something else. The hardship of feeling disconnected from Allah's mercy. Allah knows what you're going through, and He will reward you for your patience, your faith, and your dedication.
Feeling a weight lift off her chest, Hauwa smiled and hugged her mother.
Thank you, Mommy. I needed to hear that. And I'm happy I can still worship in different ways.
Exactly. And remember, it's not about how many fasts you complete, but about how sincere your heart is and how much you're striving to be the best version of yourself during this sacred time.
Jazakumullah khairan, Ummi.
Hauwa replies and embraced her mom. The powerful lesson, worship beyond fasting. That day, Hauwa decided to embrace Ramadan in a new way. Instead of focusing on what she couldn't do, she turned her attention to what she could do. She woke up early for suhoor with her family and made dua after finishing her meal. She prayed at home, did dhikr, and reflected on her blessings. Throughout the day, she helped her neighbors with little acts of kindness, gave charity, and made duas for the entire ummah. She decided to donate some of her allowance to help buy iftar for families in need, knowing that even small acts of kindness are noticed by Allah. For every woman in Ramadan, even if you're unable to fast, your Ramadan is still meaningful. Your intention to worship, no matter how it looks, is what truly matters. Don't feel guilty or discouraged if your situation prevents you from fasting. Allah, in His infinite wisdom, has allowed you to worship Him in other ways. Use this time to grow closer to Allah through prayer, dhikr, charity, and reflection. Every act of worship, no matter how small, brings you closer to Him, and He rewards you for each one. Here is the key takeaways for every girl during Ramadan. It's okay if you can't fast. Periods don't stop your worship. Your heart and your efforts are what Allah sees. You can worship in other ways, through du'as, dhikr, charity, helping others, and seeking knowledge. Don't feel guilty. Allah's mercy is vast, and your sincerity is what matters most. Comment below if you're embracing Ramadan in your own unique way this year. Let's support one another in this beautiful journey. Remember, periods don't stop your Ramadan. They change the way you worship. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more heartfelt reminders and inspiration this Ramadan. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.
Now I feel so light and happy because in the next few days I'll be done with my period and I'll be able to fast again. I am Hauwa. Thank you all for watching and listening to my story.